Hi guys. It's been a while since I've done like a talking video, but a lot has been on my mind these last couple of days, and truthfully, the last couple of weeks. Ignore the disaster area in my apartment right now, because I just got done with flu and having mouth surgery. So I'm still learning how to talk with the denture piece in, and today was classroom deep clean day. I did not have my students today. So thus I wore literally workout clothes today. The death toll is up to 21 in Texas. And the whole thing just makes me so angry. And I'm so tired of people going, well, why don't you just carry a weapon with you? Why don't you just take the gun to school? First of all, in the state of Illinois, in particular, at least in Bloomington, where I live, no guns are allowed inside of schools. Second of all, I have enough on my plate already as an educator. I am responsible for over 10 children around the same age, alone. It's like being a single parent to 15 children, okay, for 8 hours a day. I am doing lesson plans, not only at work, but bringing them at home. And sometimes when y'all know, I do theater. Sometimes I bring that stuff to the theater. If I'm producing a show, I'm usually, doing my producer things in one tab and the lesson plans in the other tab. Which include all of the fields, okay? Science, math, social studies, art, gross motor learning, fine motor learning, colors, Spanish. I teach Spanish. Calendar. Weather. We talk about our emotions for the day. Because in my classroom, I promote a healthy learning environment, and I want to know how my children are feeling because their feelings are valid in my classroom. And if they tell me, if they point to that, well, I'm sad today or I'm angry today, I say, well, what is wrong? How can we help you feel better? Do you want to talk about it? And, usually it's, oh, I miss my mom, or, and, my tummy hurts today. They're 4 and 5, So, but sometimes they're big feelings. And I'm a huge mental health advocate. I have a calm, quiet corner in my classroom with lots of pillows, cuddle buddies such as a dollar stuffed animal, a little couch over there with my feeling and emotion poster, ways to calm down, and I have a little basket of fidget toys and a feeling pamphlet, emotion pamphlet. And while I promote these things in my classroom, and I am trying to provide a healthy learning environment for my classroom, and also teach my children in general daily activities, learning to cut with scissors, and my students are prepping to go to kindergarten. I'm a pre-kindergarten classroom, and I've been teaching for 17 years, which is insane to me that I've been teaching that long. But, my students see it. My students see the violence. And yesterday in particular just hit me really hard because I had 2 students play with blocks yesterday. And the first thing that they made were guns with these blocks. And then they proceeded to stand up at the table or at the carpet and pretend to shoot their friends. And I immediately stopped it and I said, oh, no, hey, let's talk about this. Why are you feeling like you need to do this? This is not appropriate. Why don't we make a tower? Why don't we make a cat? Why don't we make a boat? I said, why don't we make something else? Because guns are not safe. And we certainly cannot bring them to school. To which the one student told me, well, I saw it on TV. These children are exposed to so much more violence these days than what I grew up watching. And, maybe it was the household I lived in. I don't know. I was a PBS kid. I came home from school. I watched Bill Nye the Science Guy, Barney, Sesame Street, Wishbone, Tilly, Tot, and Tiny, The Puzzle Place, Arthur, The Big Comfy Couch, Sabrina the Teenage Witch, Sister, Boy Meets World. I wasn't watching violence on TV. And I remember being 8 years old when Columbine happened. And that was a lot for family. I mean, that was a lot. And I remember as you kept hearing about it on the news. Oh, well, this place was shut up today. This place. You just kept hoping it was never you in that position. And I remember in high school, and I don't know if any of my former teachers are watching this video or not, or even remember it. It was kind of kept hush-hush, and I don't agree with that because it could have been really bad. But my freshman year, I went to Bloomington. So that would have been, the tail end of the school year. That would have been 2004. And there was a student that brought a gun to school. He had intentions of hurting someone after school, but the fact is that it was still in his locker on the campus. And I won't ever forget that. Because that student was in my classroom when the teacher at the time overheard this conversation with another friend of his. And it was a basic keyboarding class. And the way that the classroom was set up was kind of like this. And I remember being in the second row of computers, and his back was literally turned toward, like, our backs were like this. Okay? Like, he's facing his computer, I'm facing mine, doing my keyboarding. Okay? When I'm hearing all of this, and of course, like, the teacher heard it, and she immediately called down to the administrative office on her classroom phone, and they quietly came and got the student and quietly escorted him out, and he was expelled. But the thing is, to me, that doesn't matter, because he could have had it in the classroom, and I would not be here to tell you that story. And, you know, I haven't been in the building since 2015. I don't know what Bloomington High School looks like now, because my sister was the last one to graduate. But that was still a scary moment. And I remember part of me not wanting to be a teacher anymore, because I was scared of what might happen in an educator situation as the teacher. And I decided to pursue my degree in it, and I've, been teaching for 17 years, but in that 17 years, I've had to be on lockdown. Literally, like, maybe 5 years ago, there was an active shooter walking around up by Washington School, and I worked over there at the time in that vicinity, so we had to be on lockdown. Which was scary, because at the time, my whole classroom was nothing but windows. And, after that, they're like, oh, well, maybe we should implement some more safety laws and all this other stuff and try and reincorporate something and whatever. You can do that. But a lot of these solutions are just not stopping people. And a couple years ago, I did the ALICE training, which is a training that they provide employees to go through to learn how to handle an active shooter. Barricade, throw things at the door, whatever. Which, we had a police officer from Normal come in and pretend to be the intruder. And the thing is, in that moment, my mind went blank. Because it was such a scary, spur-of-the-moment situation. Everyone is all like, oh, that's not what I would do in that situation. That's not what I would do. I would do this. You actually don't know what you would do in that moment. Because the minute the cop pulled the gun at me, I had blanks in it. I got shot. I left a bruise. But it's part of the training. You sign the waiver. And I'm like, dang. I felt like I failed as a teacher right then and there. I didn't act quick enough. But the thing is, we shouldn't have to. We shouldn't. And I just get so tired of it being a political issue. Yes, we have the Second Amendment. Yes, you have the right to bear arms. I have shot a BB gun, plastic and metal. I have shot off a theater gun with blanks in it for a show. I have shot off a real gun at a shooting range. I have been around rifles because I grew up in Southern Illinois where a lot of family and relatives and family friends go hunting. I owned several Nerf guns growing up as a child, as well as water guns. But these things are just getting into the wrong hands. They really are. While I've used all those things and I've played with all of those things, the water and Nerf guns, I didn't play with the real guns, by the way. I'm not going to walk into a school and shoot it up. There has to be more things in place. Like, there has to be, guys. This is not working. There are too many children's lives lost. And I remember coming home on my lunch break the day Sandy Hook happened. And my mom's sitting there watching the television when I come home from my lunch break. And I'm like, what happened? And she said, there was a mass shooting in an elementary school. And I remember sitting there thinking, seriously? We went from doing this to high school students and college students to now we're bringing it down to elementary students. How is this fair? How? As a teacher, I am beyond frustrated. As a friend, auntie, to multiple children, I'm worried for my friends' children's lives every day. And as a human being, my heart just hurts. No parent, no friend, no grandmother, no grandpa, no uncle, no aunt, nobody should have to go through that. And I'm sorry, but the answer is not to give teachers guns. I'm sorry, I'm not doing it. And I will sit here and say to you right now, the minute they look at me and go, here you go, here's your gun for your classroom, I'm going to look at them and say, here's my notice, effective today. Because there's too much already on us. We are at the front lines of this pandemic now, as well with the healthcare providers. We are closing classrooms every day, deep cleaning our rooms, sanitizing everything. And you want us to conceal a weapon? When we're already trying to explain to students, weapons are not okay in a school place. School should be a safe place for you to come and spend time with your friends and learn. I'm just outraged. As a teacher, as a human being, I can't. This is a joke. It's a joke to all of us who are working very hard to keep these kids safe while they try and get an education. So, that's my rant. Thank you for listening. I hope we do better. Because thoughts and prayers don't work. Sorry. Love you.